Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Module 12B. Now, last module, Module 12A, we discussed about infection prevention. Well, we're able to understand what are ways we can perform tasks, how that we have infection prevention in mind. So today we're talking about safety and injury prevention. Safety and injury prevention. So in this module, we will explore different types of injuries that may occur in the home while a home health aide or personal care aide is caring for a patient. And this module will also teach us how to prevent and provide first aid for falls, burns, cuts, poisoning, choking. 5 things to be specific. For falls, for burns, for cuts, for poisoning, and for choking. And we also cover fire safety as well and fire prevention and what to do in case of a fire. You may be cooking in a home and then you may have a gas explosion or there is something like phone and fire outbreak. How do you contain the fire? So lastly, we'll also discuss what to do in case of a serious medical emergency. What to do in a very serious medical emergency where medical, let's say hospitals or nursing homes are far-reached. So what do you do as an emergency aid or a first aid? So we'll pay special attention to how to handle heat attacks, seizures, and as well as strokes. So let's start with the first one. Injury. Now, injury, I would say is a word, is harm inflicted on a part of the body. We know that the home is a common place for many unintentional injuries. Now, what type of unintentional injuries? Unintentional injuries are those injuries that are not intended. You don't plan for it. So, injuries that happens accidentally or injuries that happen not based on purpose, like you didn't propose it, it's not purposive here. So that is what they call accidents. Now, over 11,000 people die each year in the United States from unintentional injuries. And the most common household injuries include fall, burn, cut, poisoning, and even choking. So we'll discuss each of these common injuries and focus on how to prevent them. This is a picture of explanation of what an injury is. So the first thing now is falls. What is fall? Fall means that one person moves higher, moves or is in a height and it comes back, falls back, or accidentally drops to a lower position. That is fall. The fall is a situation in which a person accidentally moves from a higher to a lower position. Worldwide, falls are the second leading cause of accidental injury. Falls can be caused by many different things like poor mobility, cognitive impairment, ingestion of alcohol or drugs, poor balance and coordination, vision loss, unsafe environments, and some of the possible causes of falls too. So the side effects from medications, neurological and cardiovascular diseases and physical disabilities are also other reasons why people may fall in their homes. Confusions, improperly using assistive devices such as the walk sticks, the canes, and also people risking people are also at risk for unintentional injury from a fall as well. So that the fall can be for the fact that you don't know how to use your equipment right, or just naturally, even people that are agile fall at times too. So these are unintentional. You don't decide to fall. Fine, even you decide to fall, maybe when you act in movies, you don't just decide to fall. Like, when you fall that results in real injury, like the one on your screen. Don't plan it. You don't just define that, okay, let me fall, and you climb the ladder and you just jump down, fall to, especially applying to commit suicide. So falls that was unintended, unintentional, or accidental was drop from height. Now, another cause of injury is developmental changes that occur as children grow. And as adults age are also important contributing factors for unintentional injuries from falls. So injuries from falls can range from relatively like from mild to life threatening, like severe, very severe injury. So fall prevention strategies are the best way to prevent accidental injury from falls. So home health care, the personal care aides play a crucial role in preventing falls in the home. Now, what are the guidelines for fall prevention? The first guideline for fall prevention is to keep walkways free of clutter, throw rugs, and what loose cords. Then you wipe out all the mop, you wipe out all the spills, and you mop all the spills immediately. Close off wet areas with wet floors until they are dry to prevent people from walking on wet areas. Aside from it staying the ground, they can slip through a wet area and fall. Do not use wax or any other floor cleaners that will leave the floor that will leave the floor slippery. Ensure that all your carpet is packed down securely and all the rugs have non-skid backing. Use non-skid mats in the tub. Then ensure handrails and grab bars are installed in the shower. Home health aides or personal care aides should also teach the patient how to use them. Then use good lighting in all the rooms in the home. Light is very, very important because poor visibility will not make you see what could harm you. So you tend to get injured due to poor visibility. So use good lighting in the home. Replace light bulbs that are dimmed or they are no longer working. Then ensure that the stairwells are properly lit and the stairs are sturdy. Have patients wear non-skid shoes with tied laces. Ensure clothing fits and that pants or dress hems are not as long as possible to shield the patient. So you teach the patient how to provide use such as the walkers and the canes. Then you have special to better see and check for differentiation frequency as a supervisor immediately. Use the standing position by first sitting at the edge of the bed to prevent falls and result from dizziness due to a rapid change in position. They always lock wheelchairs, the chair, the bed brace before completing transfers. Keep bed in the lowest position possible and ensure side rails are up in proper position. Prevent Frequently ask your patients if they need to use the bathroom and stay close while they are in the restroom to quickly respond to requests for help. Assist your patient with muscle strengthening exercises and walking as prescribed by the care plan to improve balance, coordination, and strength. Again, you keep the home picked up and not allow shoes, toys, or other items to be left on the floor. Keep items such as tissues, the phone, the remote controls, and even the drinks, which and the drinks, yes, within close reach of the patient so that they do not have to reach far to retrieve them. Make it clear to your patient's items will be needing. Then, if a patient falls, home health care personal care aid must report this immediately to the supervisor. The patient needs to be checked for medical issues prior to helping them up on the floor. Home health aides, our personal care aides, should not just move their patients until you've been thoroughly checked or they'll be thoroughly checked and you are sure that there is no injury. So the supervisor has to give them what permission to move them. Some health aides or personal care aides may be asked to complete an incident report if their patient falls. And if this occurs, remember to only report the fact. Don't be saying stories as the patient was going, the flying and flew across the leopard and broad and so no, those are just what that talks. Just be go to the point. They are instructed with facts. Why this patient fall? And if you are at fault, no, of course you shouldn't be at fault because you have to be very, very cautious. But let's assume that you were at fault, you want to report the facts. What happened? Because honestly, you are not at fault, or the patient was when they came and he just fell. So you have to no details should be left out. So it's of course you have to remember that what you report the fact. Then you report the situation in a matter of fact manner without being judgmental or emotional. The agencies could provide with specific requirements patients for. Then courts, instead about injuries and falls, around this and now type of injuries is court. Now, cuts occur when a sharp object pierces through the surface of the skin. Now, some cuts can be minor and some cuts are major. They only pierce the surface or some go into the deep layer. An example of a cut could be a paper cut. Other cuts can be deep as inside muscle or bone or even to an organ. So these types of cuts can result in serious injury and possibly even death due to what blood loss or internal injury. So what are the guidelines on how we can prevent cuts? We also need to keep sharp objects such as the knives, razor blades, and scissors. You keep razor blades from kitchen appliances as blenders or food processor or blades. Then scissors also, nail clippers, food graters, and household items that slice and prepare food such as mandolin. Out of reach of children and confused adults. I repeat to this point to make it more understandable. You keep all sharps away from reach, like knives, blades, razors, all the blades in the kitchen, like the blender blades, the food processor blades, scissors, nail clippers, the food graters, the household items that slice and prepare food. So all those household items that slice and prepare food, you should keep them away or from children or from confused adults. Then you teach children how to use scissors and knives separately. Teach children how to use scissors and knives separately. And this is an example of cuts. There are deep cuts, very minor cuts, and the like. Never hand a person a sharp object, such as scissors or knife, with the blade pointing towards them. When preparing food using a knife, use a sturdy cutting board that will not slip. And ensure that your hands are not wet or oily when you are using the knife. So cut the blade away from sharpening. So keep your fingers away from the knife edge while chopping and cutting the food. Then put knife towards the back of the counter when you step away from the preparation area. Then do not throw any metal cans or lids or broken glass or any sharp item without first carefully wrapping them in a container that will prevent accidental cuts. Never push garbage down into a garbage pail with your hands. Teach others to also avoid doing the same. Now, the next thing we are looking at is how to prevent poisoning, or what do we do in case of poisoning. Now, we know what poison is capable of, and we know what a poison is. And there are many hazards in the home which puts people at risk for accidental poisoning. And poisoning can occur anytime a harmful substance is unintentionally or intentionally ingested. Children who are naturally curious and like to explore are in particular risk of poisoning, while adults who may be confused or who may have vision problem also are at risk of accidentally ingesting substance that could be potentially poisonous. They will never allow children or confused adults to have access to potentially harmful chemicals or medications. This is an example of poisoning and the signs of an effect of poison as proved thereby. So, what are the guidelines to prevent poisoning? Guidelines to prevent poisoning. You keep all cleaning supplies and chemicals locked storage area and out of the reach of children. You check medications periodically for expiration dates and properly dispose of expired medications. Then do not tell children that medication is standing and chemical properties are all labeled on medication bottles. Ensure that such as glasses when taking their medications, and anytime they use a house soap cleaner or even a chemical. So if the patient has that's if the patient have eye defect or something. To ensure the refrigerator is clean, so you check the refrigerator weekly and dispose of this of spoiled, moldy, or otherwise compromised food. Never use cans that have bulges or deep dents in them. Keep poisonous plants out of reach of children and pests. And pets, then you keep the number of what of poisons control, the number, their phone number, near a telephone, and ensure the family knows who can or who to call in case of that kind of an emergency. Now, choking. Choking can occur while a person is eating. I believe the most occurrence of choking is mostly eating. When you are eating, drinking, or taking medications, if any object is put into your mouth and eventually swallowed, the choking means that the person's airway is compromised and they are unable to breathe. If the person is unable to talk, to cough, or to breathe, they are choking. The young children and infants who love to explore their environment are especially prone to choking, as they often place small objects in their mouths, just put everything in their mouth. So it's an example of choking. Now we see the following of the person, the airway of the person. So what are the guidelines to prevent choking? Number one, you keep small objects out of the reach of children because they are very high risk of choking because of why? Their mentality, they want to put it in their mouth, when they are so exploratory, they want to explore. Number two, use age appropriate toys. Use appropriate toys for children. Avoid those with small pieces with young children. Avoid those toys with small pieces with young children. Give them big toys, fine, better than a very, very tiny toy that can be swallowed and get choked. Food, cut food into a bite-sized piece for children and those with chewing or swallowing difficulties. Prepare food that is appropriate what consistency. Food that is of appropriate consistency, such as the puree or the special diet, and as according to the care plan, you what prepare their food. So ensure patients eat, ensure patients drink, and also take their medications in a fully upright position. Keep the patients who are at risk for choking in an upright position for about 30 to 60 minutes after eating to prevent aspiration of food in liquid or the liquids. We encourage patients who completely chew and swallow food to eat what slowly, chew very well, swallow food, and eat what slowly. Encourage patients from eating because of eatable manner. Don't talk while eating. So encourage them to what? To away while eating. And do not let children have lollipops and other candies with seeds in their hands or in their mouth with playing or while riding a car, like a dog or car, then play baby to excessively not allow excessive bedding or pillows or any sort of on to prevent suffocation. Then you avoid items such as popcorn, nuts, and those with swallowing and they can be swallowed, like maybe soda bottle caps, like rubber bands, like balloons, and like other paper clips. Now let's consider the factors that are contributing to injury. As you know, that injury, nobody loves injury. Injury is detrimental, bad, whatever I want to call it. So what are the factors that contribute to injury? Now, factors contributing to injuries among older adults. So as people age, they may experience physical, sensory, and cognitive changes that make them more likely to suffer an injury. Now, adults over the age of 65 age group to 4. So older adults tend to have style disease and take more medications. So the more medications the person takes, the more they are at risk of what? Potential medication interaction and side effects like muscle weakness, injury, disability, coordination or imbalance. These problems also put older adults risk of home health care, personal care age, stars and trains while ambulating. Older adults also who experience confusion as a result of dementia or illness may not be completely aware of their surroundings and may not be as cautious while moving about as they normally would. So sensory impairments such as maybe vision problems that cannot see, or hearing loss cannot hear, or other adults at risk of falls, they all may not adequately see or hear what is going on in their surroundings. So as we age on, we see that we have reduction in our ability to taste and to smell. So this makes us more likely to what? Not to smell or not to smell smoke. If there's a fire, the heat happening in it, and then first happening is fire has gone wild. So some of them also may not be able to eat food that is they will not be able to know when they eat food that is spoiled. So they're eating food that is spoiled without being aware. Why? Because their taste bud, their senses, their smelling sense, their tasting sense, even their feeling sense may have been what? Being impaired. So now factors that contribute to injuries involving young children. We talk about the factors that contribute to injuries and adults, young children. Young children or children themselves are another high risk of what? Groups of falls or falls. And they are naturally curious and they have developmental they are developmentally driven. So their natural curiosity, the developmental tasks they are experiencing, and the independence and risk-taking behaviors come about, they make them towards they will be prone to accidents involving falls. So what do? You ensure that stairways are blocked off from small children with gates. Do not allow children to climb stairs, ladders, or other surfaces unsupervised. Teach them to tie their shoelaces and ensure they wear good non-skid shoes. Children are also especially prone to choking as they like to put items into their mouth and as they try to explore the world. To ensure that the toys are age appropriate and that very young children are not allowed to play with toys and game with the very small pieces. So use child-proof covers for adults, for outlets, child-proof locks and cabinets. Uh, I pay this point again. Use child-proof covers for outlets, child-proof locks for cabinets. Use hold clean supplies and child-proof caps on medication. It's not also very developing their growth and motor skills, and they don't have very good balance and coordination. So you teach them to use rules and working on stress. Also teach them to hold your hands, to look both ways when crossing the main road or the street. To provide children while they are playing outdoors. And in activities such as bike riding, to allow young children to bathe or swim unsupervised in order to prevent possible drowning. They never walk away from the baby while giving a date as they do not highly drown. So you see babies with their heads higher than their bodies and bob them in between feedings to prevent of choking. So do not keep stuffed animals, especially bedding in a patient state. Keep the babies on their back while sleeping to prevent possible suffocation. So as children lack a sense of fear and have a strong desire to explore their world, home health aides or personal care aides must always be watching for potential hazards in their environment. So you keep the environment clutter free and also teach the children to pick up their toys and their shoes. So now we want to consider where does household injury occur? Where does household injuries occur? The first place will be is the kitchen, and the second place looking at is the bathroom. And these two places are the places where injury occurs the most. So people tend to spend a lot of time in both of these areas in the home. And there are also places where many dangers lie also as well as the kitchen, like using applications, appliances like water, maybe like using appliances like electrical appliances near water. So all these things are associated to whatever we're doing. Then other in the kitchen include working on greasy or wet floor, improperly using knives, fire hazards, while using the stove, ingesting spoiled foods or dangerous chemicals. That's for the kitchen. But in the bedroom, potential hazards involving sleeping on a wet floor or in the bathtub, using appliances that maybe the hair dryers near water, the unsafe use of razors or scissors, and the ingestion of what medications and other potentially dangerous substances. So home health care personal care should take special precautions in the kitchen and also in the bathroom to ensure that the floors are always dry, non-skid rugs are there, and the base mats are also utilized. Handrails and grab bags are available, and the soap objects are not put away when not in use. So, cleaning solutions like chemicals and medications be kept in locked cabinets and out of the reach of children and patients that are confused. So what is the role of a home healthcare worker in injury prevention? What is the role of a home healthcare worker in injury prevention? Now, As the eyes and the ears of the healthcare team, the home health aid or personal care aid plays a vital or very important role in preventing patient injuries. And there will be the person spending the most time in the home, and they will become very, very knowledgeable about their patients, their family, and any changes in their condition and within the environment. So the key for home health and personal care aids in patients prevention of what of injury with patients is to properly manage the environment and to use all their senses to observe the patients within the environment. Now, secondly, we have what the completing household tasks within the home. Remember, there are ways to complete the household tasks, not just to clean, but what in the appropriate way. So there will be keep the patient's home free from clutter, death, pests, and even infection. And by assisting their patients with daily living tasks such as bathing, and they will help to maintain their well-being and their general health. So, before we move to the next point, we talk about the roles so far, the roles of the home healthcare worker in injury prevention. We also mentioned some other things. We'll make a brief recap after the whole class. Anyway, let's move forward. Proper body mechanics. We said it before in one of our lectures about proper body mechanics as the important way or the right way, the correct way, the ideal way for you to stand or maintain a posture. Not just standing, but sitting down posture, both lying down posture, any kind of posture. There's an ideal way. So, the use of proper body mechanics is an important way to prevent injury to the healthcare worker as well as the patient. Home health aid or personal care aid should always keep in mind proper body mechanics and uh, during their work with their patients, they should also know that this is important whether while bathing, while ambulating, or assisting with transfers or anything. This body mechanics is very important. Ensure all the equipment used in the patient is in a good working order. Then always keep in mind that the importance of ensuring locks are based I repeat, the other thing that the importance of ensuring locks are what? Break on the wheelchairs and the chairs itself and the bed to prevent what? Accidental injury. So the reason why all these breaks are on wheelchairs and the lights is because why? Prevent accidental injuries. So, and remember property mechanisms, how to sit well, how to carry something, and how to even sleep well in a good or in a proper body mechanism. To prevent, now the next one I'm moving is hand washing. We will say something in hand in prevention and of illness or prevention of infection as infection control. That hand washing is one of the important ways you can prevent illness or disease or spread of microorganisms. So to prevent transmission of disease, proper hand washing is of utmost importance. Home health aides or personal care aides must wash their hands prior to and after contact with patients and their belongings, and also ensure that they wash their hands after contact with body fluids, maybe the blood of the patient, the urine of the patient, feces, and vomiters. So gloves should be worn whenever they come into contact with body fluids such as blood or anything while performing the household chores such as laundries in which body fluids may be present. So remember to always wash hands when removing gloves and to change gloves whenever they are soiled or whenever they are ripped. This is an example of hand washing. After wash hands. So as home health is a personal care aid, we have an important role in educating our patients and even their families about the importance of hand washing. We encourage the patients to wash their hands after using the bathroom, before preparing food, or after preparing food, then before and after. So for patients who are not mobile, Oh, sorry, yes, they are not mobile and they are immobile, or who have difficulty with mobility. Home health aides or personal care aides can provide them with a wet, a soapy, or a wash cloth or alcohol sanitizer to what? To use to keep their hands clean and free from germs. So the next one is what? Fire safety. Fire safety, how to be safe in place of what? In the face of fire. Now, in addition to preventing accidental injuries from falls, from burns, from cuts, from choking, and from poisoning, home health aides or personal care aides also play an important role in fire prevention and fire safety. Now, they must be aware of potential fire hazards and also take steps to prevent fire. Now, what are the guidelines for prevention? The guidelines for prevention are number one, you ensure that there are smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors present and working in the home. And these detectors, what they do is what they they detect. No, when fire sets up, it's releasing smoke. That is smoke. So those carbon monoxides or those smokes are easily detected by the what? By the detector, that sensors. So if the patient's home does not have those detectors, what do we do? Can discuss with their supervisor this concern and maybe to help them. The community agency resources may also provide that for the patient. So this is an example of how fire is being used. Now, you check batteries in smoke and carbon dioxide detectors several times a year to ensure they are properly working. Then you ensure and assist families to develop fire safety plans and also to practice what fire drills. To encourage and assist the families to develop what fire safety plans and also what practice what fire drills. Then every family should have a designated safe meeting place in the event. They must leave home during a fire. Like you call it muster point. So muster point is a place where in case of any emergency, everyone is to converge at that place. Everyone is to converge there. At this muster point, everyone should have a muster point. So teach children fire safety, teach patients to stop, drop, and roll. If other patients ever catch on or ever catch fire, then never leave unattended candles or items such as maybe incense that has a flame. Whether a potential burn can occur or not through it, you never leave unattended candles or items alone. Then discourage patients to use you what? Discourage patients to use these items that they need if they need supervision. Do not smoke in the home and discourage patients and family from doing so. Don't smoke in the home as a nurse, or rather as a home health aide, as a personal care aide, as a health practitioner. Don't smoke in the home or wherever the patients are, and you also discourage them from smoking. So you ensure that cigarettes are fully extinguished prior to entering the ashtrays. You ensure there are no ash trays and ensure there are no what hot ashes. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit coming. Okay, so I repeat again, do not smoke in the home and discourage your patients and family from doing so. So ensure that cigarettes are fully extinguished prior to emptying the ashtrays and ensure there are no hot ashes. Never leave the stove unattended while cooking. Pay attention uh to pot covers so that they don't what do not boil over. So pay attention that pots do not what not boil over. Then take care not to splash oil or prevent grease fires. Then you empty uh, the lint trap after every use of the dryer and never return the dryer when you are not at home. Why? When you return something when you're not at home, uh, Emptying the lint trap after every use of a dryer is important, but what? You never run the dryer when you're not at home. For example, you wash some shirt, you wash clothes now, you want to use of the dryer to dry, and you calculated you are going out, you want to get something outside, and you put the dryer, the clothes in the dryer, and then you are out. No, never try that. Then never leave space heaters, electric heaters, kerosene or gas heaters unattended. And when someone is not at home, don't use them. Ensure all these types of appliances are in good working order. Then you ensure the fire extinguishers are in the home and they are not they have not expired, and they know them that you know how to use them. Do not store fire extinguishers near the stove where you cannot or you may not be able to reach out for it in case of fire on the stove. Imagine you putting the fire extinguisher near the stove that is catching fire. How do you carry the stove and extinguish the fire? So put it away from potentially material can really explode or can really burn. So do not wear loose clothing while working on the stove. So you teach patients to roll up sleeves and also avoid wearing loose clothing while cooking. Then you ensure hallways and exits such as doorways and the windows are not cluttered. Then you keep emergency numbers near the phone for easy access. Keep numbers near the phone for what? For easy access. How to use the fire extinguisher. Now, many of us may not know how to use the fire extinguisher. We've known that when there is fire cases, have a detector for to start with. And when the fire cases, use the extinguisher. Now, how do you even use the fire extinguisher? How do you use the fire extinguisher? Now, when you're using the fire extinguisher, there's an acronym for it. We have it as PASS. To keep it in your mind that when you want to use the fire extinguisher, follow the PASS. Follow what? PASS. The first thing is to pull the pin. You pull the pin, you aim at the base of the fire, then you squeeze the handle, and then you what? Sweep back and forth at the base of the fire. Now, when you pull the pin, you aim at the base of the fire, you squeeze the handle, and what? Sweep back and forth at the base of the fire. So you don't kill it from up, you kill it from down. And in case of the fire, remember the acronym RAISE. Now, when you want to use a fire extinguisher for fire, what? You will have to extinguish a fire. You remember what? PASS. But now that you have a fire and you can't contain it, you what? Or even if you can contain, just remember the acronym RAISE. What is RAISE? Remove patients from danger. You don't try to save the patient while leaving them there. For any emergency condition, the first thing you do is to move your patients away from the source of injury or from the potentially source of injury to what? A safe place. Then you activate 911. 911, you call the emergency, you call the emergency. Then you contain the fire if safe and possible to do so. If the fire is containable, you can what? Contain. But the fire that is escalated, you can't contain. You have to what? Call 911 and extinguish fire or call the fire department to do so. So since you cannot contain the fire and you can't extinguish fire, you have to call what? The fire department to what? To do so. So another thing to remember in case of a fire is this. The first priority is to get the patient to safety and remain calm and direct the patient and others in the home to safety as well. Then you should never try to put out a large fire or put yourself or others into danger. Close the doors and if possible, plug doorways with blankets to prevent smoke from entering. Then place a towel, a wet towel over the patient's face and your face to decrease smoke inhalation. Then should a person's clothing catch on fire, remember to tell them to stop, drop, and roll. SDR. If your patient is on fire, stop, drop, roll. SDR. To keep the patient under order of the family members away from the home. Once you have left, then you wait for instructions So keep the patient I repeat, you keep the patient and all others away from the home once you have left. I repeat, keep the patient and all others away from the home once you have left. So you wait for the instruction from the fire department and notify the supervisor once you have reached a safe destination. Remember, put safety first. We have come to the end of this particular slide, this topic, which is safety and injury what prevention. So what? Don't be hurt. Alright, don't get hurt. Be alert. So here we mentioned the introduction as what we'll be discussing, and we discussed about what an injury is and the epidemiology of injury all over the world or the wild USA. Then we talk about types of injuries that we have falls, we have so here are thoughts. There's about fall. There was something about choking, and look at the other, and we discuss each one and the guidelines, what to do when something like that happens. Then we now mentioned factors that contribute to what? To injury. We mentioned factors that contribute to injury. Here we talk about factors that contribute to the injury of an adult and factors that contribute to the injury of what? Of a child. As we know that a child and a confused adult is looking like the same. So where household injury also occurs? Where are the two places that household injury occurs the most? We talk about the what? Toilets and what? The kitchen. The kitchen and what? The toilet. So we talk about the role of the home healthcare aide or healthcare worker in how in prevention of what? Of injury. We mentioned the proper body making as a way you can prevent injury as well. And we also mentioned hand washing as a way of preventing injury. Then we mentioned fire safety. And this fire safety as a means of preventing injury, we talked about how to use the fire extinguisher and what do we do in case of a fire. And when we were talking about how to use the fire extinguisher, we made this of acronym HAS, which means to what? To pull the pin, aim for the base of the fire, squeeze the handle, and sweep back and forth at the base of the fire. While there is a fire outbreak, what can you do? Race, RACE, remove patient from danger, call 911, try to contain the fire as fast as possible. If you can do so, and if you cannot do so, you cannot then you extinguish. Then you cannot extinguish, call the fire department. And finally, we also talked about the things to do first, which is what? Patient safety. Removing patient from danger is quite the first thing to do in case of any kind of emergency outbreak of fire or any hazardous things. Put safety first. And remember that when a person close sets is set on fire or catches fire, remember the acronym stop, drop, roll. Stop, drop, roll. Please don't forget those three words. Stop, drop, roll. And finally, if anything happens that your patient as a home health care aide or personal care aide resulted in an injury, you notify your supervisor. But first thing is what? Move your patient to a safe place. When you've gotten to the safe destination, then notify your supervisor. Thank you for your time and your listening. Sorry for the in-between breaks and the likes. Have a wonderful day ahead.